Ms. Lindquist here. So now we're ready to fill in our unit circle. So if you remember from the last video, I said repeatedly that the radius of the unit circle is 1. So that is a key fact here. So our radius is 1. So if we have a 0-degree rotation, this point right here is going to be the point 1, 0, because we're going 1 unit to the right. If we go up to a 90-degree rotation, this is going to be the coordinate. This coordinate of this point right here will be 0, 1. And if we go halfway around the circle, we're going to be at a rotation of 180 degrees. It would be -1, 0. And if we go down to the bottom at another 90 degrees, we're going to be at a rotation of 270 degrees. So that'll be 0, -1. And then back up to a full rotation once around the circle is 360 degrees. So we're again back at 1, 0. So let's take a minute and label out our multiples of 30 for our 30, 60, 90 triangle. So this would be 30 degrees. That would be my point for a 30-degree rotation. And we will go back and fill in those coordinates momentarily. So if we add another 30, we're going to be at 60. If we add another 30 at 90, and again, we're going to count around the circle by 30-degree increments. We are also going to count around our circle in terms of 45-degree increments. So a rotation of 45 degrees would give us this point. And we'll look at our 45-degree triangle as well. So if we add another 45, we're at 90. If we add another 45, we're going to be at 135-degree rotation, then 180, 225, 270, 315, and back to 360. Okay, so let's see if we can figure out what these coordinates are on the unit circle. So we're going to take a look at our multiples of 30 first. So if we did a 30-degree rotation, this triangle here is the same triangle that we've mapped out on our warm-up. So we know our hypotenuse is 1. So this length going to the right is the √3/2. And then we are going up a half a unit. So this coordinate is going to be √3/2, 1/2. Now we can easily take this coordinate, imagine we're taking this triangle and we're reflecting it over the y-axis. We're going to reflect it over our y-axis, which is going to lead us to this coordinate right here. So what would be the coordinate for this rotation? Well, this is still 30 degrees here. So we are going to be going this time √3/2 to the left, and we're still going up a half. So this will be -√3/2, 1/2. Now you might notice that with the signs, in quadrant 1, my x and y are both going to be positive. In quadrant 2, my x is going to be negative and my y is going to be positive. In quadrant 3, both x and y are going to be negative because we are going left and we are going down. So again, you can think of this triangle, if we reflect it over the x-axis, reflect it straight down, again, this is 30 degrees here. The only thing that is changing is instead of going up a half, we are now going down a half a unit. So this coordinate, my x would be -√3/2, and my y will be -1/2. And then, of course, we have one more rotation back over the y-axis. So again, this is also 30 degrees. And so instead of going up a half, we are now going down a half. So our x is positive. We're going to the right, and we're going down a half. So this would be √3/2, -1/2. So in this quadrant, we can see that our x's are going to be positive and our y is going to be negative. Okay. So now that we've done that, we're going to look at what happens if we were to take this triangle and do a 60-degree rotation. Okay, so now we're going to take this same triangle and we're just going to flip it around. So we're going to stand it up. So we'll be doing a 60-degree rotation. So this purple triangle here is that triangle. So now we're going to be doing a rotation of 60 degrees. So this is going to be 60 degrees, and then up here would be our 30. For this coordinate, now, if 60 degrees, our long side is going to be the root 3 over 2, and our short side is going to be 1/2. So this coordinate for a 60-degree rotation, we're going 1/2 to the right and up root 3 over 2. So this will be 1/2, comma, root 3 over 2. So again, you can see that this just switched because now we're standing the triangle straight up. So what's going to happen if we take this triangle and reflect it over the y-axis for the coordinates for a 120-degree rotation? Again, this is still 60 degrees, but this time we're going 1/2 to the left, but we are still going up root 3 over 2. So the coordinates of this order pair are going to be negative 1/2 root 3 over 2. Now imagine you take this purple triangle and you reflect it down to this triangle. So what are these coordinates going to be? So we're going to the left 1/2 and we're going down root 3 over 2. We're still going left, but this time instead of going up root 3 over 2, we are going down root 3 over 2. So both of these will be negative. And then our last rotation would be over the y-axis. So for a rotation of 300 degrees, we're going 1/2 right, and this time we're going down root 3 over 2. It will become positive 1/2, comma, negative root 3 over 2. So you can see basically all that happened is that we rotated the triangle and these coordinates just switch. Also notice that the y coordinate is always going to be negative in quadrant 4. Probably label that out. This is quadrant 4. Up here, this is quadrant 1. This is quadrant 2. And down here is quadrant 3. And then back to 4. So in quadrant 1, everything is positive. So the last thing we need to take a look at is our 45, 45, 90 triangle. So we will fill those in a moment. Okay, so the last part we're going to look at is the 45, 45, 90 degree triangle, which our hypotenuse is 1, and our legs are both root 2 divided by 2. So just because our circle is looking a little cluttered here, I did the 45, 45, 90 triangle in a bolder green so that you can see it better. So we can see here, if this is a 45-degree rotation, again, here's our right angle here, that this length is going to be root 2 over 2, and this other leg is going to be root 2 over 2 as well. So I'm going to the right, root 2 over 2, and I'm also going up, root 2 over 2. So this coordinate will just be root 2 over 2 divided by root 2 over 2. And if we rotate that to be over here into quadrant 2, the only thing that's going to change, because again, this is 45 degrees, is that we are going to the left, root 2 over 2. So this will be negative root 2 divided by 2, comma, positive root 2 divided by 2. And then when we reflect this coordinate down into quadrant 3, we can see we're going to the left. So we're going negative root 2 over 2, and we're also going down root 2 over 2. So this is going to be, and again, we can reflect that back over the y-axis for a rotation of 315 degrees. This time I'm going to the right, root 2 over 2, and I'm going down root 2 over 2. That's the unit circle, guys. So as we proceed, we're not going to draw out the whole entire unit circle, but we'll be looking at pieces of this unit circle. So do your best to send me a picture of this. So as we move forward, we're going to be referencing this unit circle. Again, if you want to use something round to make your unit circle, use a ruler. I would like you to have a nice copy of this. So even if you are not able to print it out, maybe you can write on it as you would as a PDF, or maybe use like the bottom of a can of coffee or something to make this circle, and a ruler to draw out the angles as best as you can. So this assignment is more like an art project. Okay then, I'll see you guys later.